Hey guys, John from Ice Age Blades, and today I want to have a conversation that I've heard a lot about. Probably about the last month, I've seen a lot of people, YouTubers, discussing pricing. They'll talk American made versus overseas manufacturing and why are things cost what they cost and everything in between. I'm not going to talk about that. What I am going to talk about is what you're paying for. I'm a huge believer in knowing what you're buying. Just like you, I work hard for my money. So I want to know when I purchase something, what am I purchasing? That's it. And so today let's talk about that. So when you buy an Ice Age blade, first you're buying Dimitri and me, hands down. We can't do this without you. What does that get you? You get hours upon hours of Dimitri and I discussing new ideas, new products. Remember, Dimitri also owns Ice Age Crafts. So Dimitri owns half of Ice Age Blades, and he owns Ice Age Crafts. Bringing new materials to market, not just for our knives, but also for makers that you love. We sell everything because we feel if you don't want a product from us, one of our knives, but you want a material that we have, then that should be available to a maker that you enjoy. And so we figure that's fair, and we try to be right about that. And so that's what you're buying when you buy from us. You're buying our time, our passion, and our dream. Truthfully, I mean, we are trying to grow. That's what we want to do. We want to really ramp up and see what we can do. We're going to shoot for the stars and see where we land, that, as the expression goes. So that's what you're getting. Hours upon hours of Dimitri looking for new materials to put on not just our knives, but your favorite maker's knives. Um, what materials to use. So, Magnum X. We said we got to do it. I think it's the right time, and so it's in production now. Making sure handles are exactly the way they need to be. I mean, the amount of time it took to make sure that we could get the handle to be this comfortable wasn't easy. Not for us. Little things, that we put some serious thought into everything we do. The Slim Scout. This exists because customer feedback. We take customer feedback very seriously. Every major improvement we've made to our knives is customer feedback. That's what you're buying when you buy an Ice Age blade. You're buying us. But you're not just buying us. On all of our production knives, one thing as a consumer I hate is when I can't buy something because it can't be made fast enough. And I can only hand grind out knives so fast. I do it at 4 in the morning. I work full time. So we worked with an American producer that has been in the knife making industry for over 40 years. This is what they do every day. This ensures that we know the knife is heat treated properly, it's ground properly, and when this goes out the door after I've sharpened it, worked it, done rock work, whatever, assembly, that this knife coming to you is going to be excellent. And if not, we have a warranty to back that up. That's what you're buying. You're supporting real jobs, a real community. You're supporting their infrastructure simply by buying this knife. I mean, you're buying Stoner CNC. All of our Kydex comes right from Stoner CNC, who also makes awesome knives, and you should check them out. They do amazing work, and that's why we work with them. We had ideas for Kydex, and then we talked to them, and this is what they came up with, and it's phenomenal, and everyone loves it. This is what you're buying. You're helping their community. When you want leather, when you buy one of our hand ground series, all of our leather is done by Paul. Paul over at Holster Pro does all the leather for Ice Age blades. If you have a piece of leather from us, it came from Paul. He's 10 miles down the road from my house. Maybe a little farther. That's what you're buying. Paul makes holsters, decorative leather, the best belts money can buy. And if you don't know Paul, you should know Paul. He is extremely talented with over 20 years experience in the industry. That's who you're supporting. You're supporting his business, his family, his community. Because when you pay taxes, that helps your community. That's what you're buying. You're buying Red Label abrasives. Not sponsored, by the way. That's just who I use. But all my belts are Red Label abrasives. They're a family-owned company. When you buy them, when you buy me, when you buy Dimitri, when you buy an Ice Age blade, you're buying them. You're helping them, their workers, you're paying their salaries. That's what you get when you buy an Ice Age blade. Speaking of local, these cool shipwreck patina, the different blood splatters. That was in the one video I showed you where Justin's sitting there with his mil-spec, just making sure. We work with professionals. That Justin and his team, they do amazing work over at Axis Custom Coatings. They, John, what do you think of this? And we again, spend so much time going over ideas, designs, different things, trying to make an just excellent product. Because if you're going to buy from us, we want it to be awesome. That's our goal. We're extremely passionate about this. We want to make sure we do this in a way that works for you, the consumer. When you're buying from us, that's what you're buying. MagnaMax. When these come available, and we're working on it, you're buying Niagara. Niagara is an employee-owned business. When you buy an American knife, you're buying Niagara. When you buy MagnaMax, you're buying Niagara. You're helping them. We reached out to Dr. Laren Thomas, sent him a couple emails. He was extremely helpful and helped us dial in exactly what I wanted to do. So when I went and talked to CPP, who does all of our heat treatment for our hand ground series, we made a plan, discussed what Dr. Laren Thomas told us, and then went from there to make sure we got the best heat treatment for our knives, for our purpose and our design, to make sure that the end product is awesome. That's our goal. And when you buy an Ice Age blade, you're buying that company. You're buying Ameribraid. Ameribraid is my 2x72. They're based out of California. You're buying, we just picked up this dual wheel grinder. Your Stafiro Knife Works, you're supporting them. Every time you buy a knife, you're not just supporting Dimitri and My Dream. You're supporting all these other businesses. When you buy from one of our dealers, from Freight and Lock or the Knife Connection, and any other dealers we hopefully will get, you're supporting them. Remember, when you buy a knife from them, it's not just helping us. You're helping them to go out and bring in knives from other makers that you enjoy, help support other small makers that are extremely talented. I mean, the amount of talent in the knife industry, if you don't know this yet, it's insane. And it's awesome. And this is the best time, in my opinion, to buy a knife. Because you can get something that, overseas produced extremely cheap, no problem. But if you can afford it, or if it matters to you to buy from someone like me, like Dimitri, from Ice Age Blades, at least you know who you're supporting. That's, at the end of the day, what we care about. So, whether you buy an Ice Age blade from us, if you've purchased an Ice Age blade from us, thank you. And we appreciate your support, and we appreciate you taking the time to listen to this almost 10-minute video. If you watch this video and have no intention of buying an Ice Age blade, well, thanks anyway for stopping by. I hope you thought this was a little bit of an insightful thing. Because you can go into pricing. We can't compete with China. We can't compete with overseas. I can't anyway. So I'm not going to try. I'm going to make the product I can, tell you who you're supporting, and I hope you will. When you buy, I think the most important thing when you buy an Ice Age blade, the big one is you're supporting everyone. I mean, Dimitri and I put an incredible amount of time into this to bring it and get it up off the ground. Every day at 4 o'clock, I wake up and I'm out here by 5 or 6 grinding. And I get a couple hours in, or I'm sharpening, or I'm putting handles together. I'm getting things done, making sure our QC is on point, trying to get orders ready so we can do drops. That's what we do. We're a two-man show, but obviously we have a giant support network. And that's why we have it, so we can grow the company. Because I never want you to be able to not buy an Ice Age blade. If I don't have them on my site, I want you to go online and find them at the Knife Connection, Freight and Lock, or whoever else we get as dealers. And that's my sales pitch. So thank you for stopping by. Thank you for your time. And we'll see you on the next one.